We rolling?
We are rolling.
Biker's Lifestyle Podcast, number 115.
115.
Fuck, 115.
We made it longer than Breaking Bad. Man, hell, most of the sitcoms out there.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad had only 64 episodes, I think. 62.
Yeah, but...
They were fantastic.
They were, a lot more production goes into Breaking Bad than this fucking show.
Production.
Yeah. Not to say that your production isn't amazing. It's just...
No, it's fly by night.
I mean...
Sorry, that was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Wow. Fucking A.
Here we are. It's been a hell of a week again.
Labor Day weekend fucking over and done with.
I've been turning that fucking gain down. Bouncing all over the place with this. That's much better.
So about our production. Fuck.
Oh, you got away. You went up to where the John Dillinger shootout happened.
Yeah. I went to Little Bohemia, went up north, did all that shit. But what's kind of crazy is, like, we got another fucking funeral to go to. You know? Another dude from another club fucking ate shit on a motorcycle, and somebody took him out, and, you know, he died.
Well, it just goes to show you right away. I mean, even, you know, you might say, well, I've got the right of way legally. I ain't going to stop some asshole who's going to run a light.
No, and that's what you got to keep in mind. It's like, you know, you could be the biggest, toughest, baddest motherfucker on two wheels, but any chick in a fucking Prius can take you out, man. Like,
he didn't stand a chance. He had a helmet on, too. Didn't stand a chance.
Had a helmet, the whole shebang, but, you know, we are just soft, gooey fucking creatures after all, you know.
That was a hell of a day for me. Actually, I started the day with my uncle dying, and then we got that news later on that night.
Yeah, so, I don't know, makes you want to fucking live for now. You know what I mean? Because I hear a lot of fucking people always talking about the future, but they seem to ignore today. And I think that's a mistake. I
agree. I really do. Man, you can smell the fucking roses, man. You know, if I can enjoy the journey. Don't be fucking worried about your destination. Don't be worried about planning for next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100%, you know. I mean, most people, if you were to say to them, hey, if I gave you a magic wand, where would you go? If you could be anywhere in the world, where would you go? And they would pause and they would think about it. But really, regardless of where you go, you're going to feel like you should be somewhere else. You know, that sense of adventure, I mean, at some point you got to stop and appreciate where you're at.
Yeah.
You know?
Most definitely. Yeah, I mean, be comfortable where you're at, be comfortable who you are, just be happy.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many fucking people came, oh, someday I'm going to join you guys. Oh, someday I want to do this. Oh, I'm going to ride one of these days. What are you waiting for?
Someday never comes.
Yeah. What are you waiting for? The right time? There's never a right time.
No. Never.
Fuck. You know, what do you think? Riding motorcycles is fucking easy? Yeah, it can be. But you're gonna have to work at it. You know,
and unless you buy a new one every other year, you're going to have to work on them. And I just want to go on record. I don't know who the sadistic motherfucker was that came up with a Torx head.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I want to shoot him.
Yeah. Well, I'd take a Torx over a Hex.
Well, yeah, I guess that is true too. But a Torx head, I mean, a Hex strips out. You know, you got a little more room to strip out a Hex.
No, Hex is usually
Torx strips strong. Quick. Torx heads is on the small ones.
They can.
On the small, like when you're like T20 or smaller than that.
But how about doing over fucking torque your shit? They're, you know what? That is actually, you know, how many fucking shops or dudes or whatever, they fucking crank on shit. It's like, dude, you don't have to crank on every goddamn nut and bolt. Oh, I want it good and tight. Yeah, well, good. Now it's good and tight. Now you're never getting it off. And when you have to take it off, and then you're fucked. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Not everything has to be fucking 100 foot-pounds.
Well, I've been wrestling with, as you know, I've been wrestling with this just to get a goddamn tire off the back of my fucking bike.
Yeah.
Every step of the way, it's always been one bolt, one screw, one bolt.
Oh, one fucked up bolt to make a fucking 10-minute job, fucking 6 days.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Finally got the bastard off today.
That's true. Yeah. But, I mean, you know, it's... People are always like, oh, man, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could just take off and yada, yada, yada. Well, why don't you? Why don't you fucking go for a ride?
What's stopping you?
Yeah, what's stopping you?
Yeah.
You. I mean, fuck. Anybody can do this. It's not rocket science. Get motorcycle, pick out a spot, go there. Done. That's all you got to do. And if you can't do that, well, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, figure it out.
Well, what do they say? Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of your fear.
Yeah, well, what they say is, yeah, everything is on the other side of fear.
Yep.
You know, yeah, I mean, some people are just fucking scared of the unknown. You know, it's, oh, wow, where are we going to stay? I don't know. I'm sure there's some place to stay. We'll figure it out when we get there. Well, what are we going to do? I don't know. We'll figure something out when we get there.
Yeah, what are we going to eat? There'll be food there. It's America. We've got an abundance
exactly.
of food.
We're not going to the fucking wilderness. We're not going to the middle of the fucking Serengeti. We're going to the fucking UP. People eat food up there too.
Yeah, they eat them pasties, you know.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a pasty because I'm not a psychopath, but I met one. There was this dude in the bar, man. He was like trying to get me to come over to his house and fucking have shrimp and pork chops at 1 a.m. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm not doing any of that. Well, what hotel you staying at? I don't know.
Was his name Buffalo Bill?
Shit, it could have been. Could have been.
Did he have some lotion for you?
I wasn't fucking finding out.
Puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again, yeah.
He's like, oh, no, I recognize you. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, we do a lot of porn, so maybe that's where
that's just Buffalo Bill. He's got an oubliette in his basement, you know, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Look up oubliette. I'm not going to explain it.
Oh, fuck. But, I mean, yeah, it's just like I'm fucking hoarse from fucking screaming and hollering, fucking carrying on all fucking weekend.
Glad you got it out of your system.
Oh,
you needed a release, man.
Oh, yeah, it's a good time, you know. I mean, you know, we do this shit because a lot of our brothers can't do it anymore because they're fucking in the ground or ashes or whatever, you know, in a fucking keepsake that I keep on my bike. You know, I mean, nobody ever fucking got to their fucking deathbed and was like, man, I wish I didn't go on so many fucking adventures.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Man, I spent way too much time fucking having fun.
Yeah.
I should have made more money. Fuck it, you know?
Yeah.
Last check I write's gonna bounce. Does anybody write a check anymore?
My mom, my wife. My wife will write checks every now and then.
I don't remember the last time I wrote a check.
I don't think I have a checkbook.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, I mean, well, my credit card's going to be maxed out when I am. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and that's our message to the 6 or 7 of you that listen to us. Man, fucking live for today. Fucking, if you want to do something, do it. You know, ain't nothing gonna get better. Ain't gonna be easier tomorrow. It's fucking just do it.
Eat that piece of cake.
Have that piece of cake. Not too many, then you get fat, and then you gotta do the whole thing.
Yeah, but don't do the guilt thing. And certainly don't buy a motorcycle and then fucking admire it in your garage.
Yep, 20 grand and 20 miles don't make you a biker.
Yeah.
Well, fucking A, man. I don't know how many fucking dudes had fucking motorcycles and they were, you know, where you guys coming from? The UP. Oh, that's kind of a ways away. Is it? Not really. What, it's 100 miles away from where I'm standing? Who gives a fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I didn't fucking buy a bike to go 10 miles from my fucking house and sit at the local tavern for fucking 3 hours and then ride it home.
We know plenty of people that do that, though.
We know a lot of people that do that, you know? They look like they're fucking out there being, you know, badasses in black. And really all they are is fucking weekend warriors that fucking throw their fucking leather jacket on and their vest with a handful of fucking store-bought patches and
fair weather riders
act like they're somebody, and yeah, So, I mean, and it don't matter. You don't have to have a Harley or, a patch or anything. Just fucking enjoy the lifestyle, man. And it's all about adventure. Go somewhere you've never been. See shit you haven't seen. Because at the end of the fucking day, tomorrow ain't promised to any of us. I mean, we've seen a handful of fucking people fucking leave this world before their time, as it were.
Well, that's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, our friend was 31.
Yep.
Fiance.
Yep. Had the world by the balls, and some fucking dipshit in a cage took him out.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, that's the trade-off. It's what we sign up for. We understand that. In fact, I would rather be thinking about shit like that and keeping that in the back of my brain every time I ride than not.
Well, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks.
No.
It's...
But, I mean, you should always understand what the potential end game could be.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I think it gives you an edge.
Well, it makes you appreciate things a little bit more.
Yeah.
I
used to have a picture when it's about 10 years ago. I'd look at it when I go on trips, when I was going to be out on the bike for a little while. And it was some guy down in, I think it was St. Louis area. He was on a sport bike, and the semi driver was going like a good 10 miles before people pulled him over and said, "Hey man, there's like a guy with his head embedded in your rear bumper, and his bike is back there, but you've been dragging him for a while." And it was the aftermath. I guess he hit the back of the semi, and then his helmet and head got embedded, and his body was dragged, and the bike was dragged behind him. And I had the picture when going to steakandcheese.com, I think at the time was the big website for the gore. And had a picture of it, and I kept it on my computer, and I'd look at it just to remind myself what could potentially happen.
Oh, well, there's a lot of shit that can happen. I mean, fuck. How many close calls have you had? I know I've had my fair share.
I had one yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah. Goddamn lights were out. I was on my way over to Woodman's in where I live. And somebody had hit a telephone pole, and so, of course, it affected the stoplights. Now, you should know, if you come up to stoplights and they're not on, it works as a four-way stop.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, well, evidently this person didn't realize that, so I waited my turn and took my left-hand turn onto the road to head towards the store, and the fucking guy just breezed right by, probably missed me by about 6 inches.
Oh, yeah?
If I'd gone over to that other lane, he would have wiped me out.
Yeah.
And I saw him. I figured he was going to stop, like the rest of us were. Mm-hmm. And no, he was just clueless, oblivious, idiot, looking at me like, because I'm, obviously had to, I don't know, human nature, right? Somebody does something like that and they pass you. You're going to catch up. You're going to see if they look like an idiot.
Yeah.
You have to. It's just like, I'll miss an exit to do that. I'll miss an exit to give somebody the finger, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
But, completely oblivious to it, So, yeah, it could have happened. Could have happened yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit. We've all had those stories where I should have been dead. But, yeah. Well, sometimes the butts catch up with you.
Yeah, but you won't be telling that story then if that's the case,
Yeah. Well, But yeah, you just gotta fucking get out there and do it, Kind of curious. I mean, I don't know how many fucking times we've had fucking people reach out to us and they're like, "Oh, you guys should talk about this topic and that topic," and it's like, we try to think about topics that make sense and that are meaningful, Like, that one dude wanted us to talk about fucking mini bikes.
Oh, right, the Groms.
Yeah. Yeah, they're out there. Great, good for them. I don't care. They make choppers and shit now out of mini bikes. It's like, I guess. All right, well, that's your thing. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, we get a lot of ideas, don't we? Sent to us what we should talk about.
Oh, yeah. We had one guy who was like, "Oh, you guys should talk about sobriety." Yeah, we did that last year. Nothing's changed. Just go back and listen to it.
Actually, I had somebody, I got contacted yesterday by somebody who actually is on their road to sobriety now, based on my words.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, from
Look at you.
the sobriety. Yeah, I was like, wow, cool.
Changing lives.
Yeah, evidently, you know. I
Fuck
mean,
yeah.
I mean, sobriety is what works for me. But do you ever hear me saying anybody in the clubhouse or anybody in the club you shouldn't drink because I stopped drinking? You should.
No, you're not preachy about it.
No, I never would be because I actually wish I could still drink. You guys getting all those good bourbons, and I'm like, man, like, but I fucked it up for myself, you know, and that's my deal, man. I did it, you know. I own up to it.
It's fine.
But you know, yeah, we were challenged last week. I mean, a guy we know, you know, killed instantly. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
And you know, it made me question whether or not this was a bullshit lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's easy to think that real quick. I mean, you know, cursory judgment, and you wonder, what the fuck am I doing, you know? But then I get on that bike and I ride, and I'm like, man, I don't drink anymore. That's my drug.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just so freeing. I mean, I weigh all that shit. I take all that into consideration, yet I still get on the bike and ride because I really don't see any other way.
Do you know what kills more people than motorcycles?
Mosquitoes.
Do you know what kills more people than fucking guns?
Knives. No. Blunt force
Tripping
trauma.
and falling.
Oh, in the
More
bathroom.
people die from tripping and falling, not just in the bathroom, but everywhere. Tripping and falling is like one of the biggest killers in the fucking world. So when people talk to me about, oh, you ride a motorcycle, isn't it dangerous? Bitch, tripping and falling seems to be more dangerous than anything else. And I trip and fall all the time. Here I am. Maybe I'm immortal. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, everything's dangerous, you know. Fucking, how many times do you hear about people fucking dying in cars? You know,
all the time.
How many times do you hear about people just dying in plane crashes or, you know, random fucking weird things, natural disasters, tornadoes, floods, you name it. I mean, dying is certain. We're all going to die.
You know, I worked with a guy years ago at Famous Dave's, and in fact, he was driving along on the highway, minding his own business.
Yeah.
And a tire came off a semi, off an 18-wheeler on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
Bounced and, like, took his windshield out, nailed him, put him in the hospital for like a month. He was in a coma for a few days.
Yeah.
I mean, he was all messed up from a truck tire that just kind of came off and jumped over the highway and smashed through his windshield.
Yeah, freak shit like that.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, there's always a freak chance you're going to get fucked up from something. You know, shark attacks. You know, I mean, fucking, you name it, you know.
Alligator attacks lately in Florida. I just read an article the other day. Some guy over in Manatee Lake, he was drunk, was surprised. And he got lost, and he saw where he had to be, so he decided to swim across this small section of the Lake Manatee. And then he said he was swimming along, and then there's a gator swimming along next to him, and next thing you know, the gator grabbed a hold of his arm, and they went down a couple times, went into a death roll, and then he was able to rip himself away, but of course he left his arm in the gator's mouth. And then he was crawling around in the woods for 3 or 4 days before he was able to find somebody.
No shit.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, he lived to tell the story, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, just keep pushing.
Fuck. You know, I mean, if you were to think about it, like, you could literally stop yourself right up from every wanting, like, extreme agoraphobia and never want to leave the house if you start to think about all the what ifs. And I don't like to play that game.
I've seen it firsthand, but yeah, I mean, you just gotta do it. You know, quit fucking worrying all the goddamn time. Quit fucking trying to plan everything out in your life. Just fucking pick a target and go for it. I mean, worst thing that's going to happen is you don't get it. Worst thing that happens if you don't even fucking try is that you regret it. So, I'd rather live with missing than regretting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember watching the interview with a guy who was a bomb technician.
Oh.
And the reporter had asked him, you know, doesn't that make you nervous, like working on the bombs? And he's like, no. He's like, because either I defuse the bomb or it's not my problem anymore.
Exactly.
You know, and that's a hell of a way to look at it when you think about it. That really sums it all up.
Yeah.
It does. What the fuck are you going to do about it? And hell, if you go and get, and to quote Big Bone, go and get yourself dead. Actually, that wasn't Big Bone. That was
Big Bone's friend.
Big Bone's friend, right? Get yourself dead. But I mean, hell, you're the one being dead.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna worry you anymore, you know?
Nope.
What are you gonna do?
Yep.
I am a bomb technician. If you see me running, try and catch up.
Yep.
I don't know, man. You know, another funeral, though. Here we are.
Another good weekend. Another good funeral. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I sat in court and watched the guy that killed our president get sentenced.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah, sure was. Sure was. They dropped the homicide charge, so it wasn't vehicular homicide. If you read the report in the paper, it says that they say, well, the prosecution couldn't meet the burden of proof. All right, well, here's what they mean by that. In this case, it means that the police department didn't do a field sobriety test on the guy when he was out there at the scene of the accident.
Oh.
They waited until he was in the emergency room, and then they did a blood alcohol test on him. But those tests came back about 30 days later after they had already filed the report, and it was all said and done in terms of the court's eyes. And because it was like laid in and had already been primarily the accident itself adjudicated for insurance purposes, they couldn't add it on. And so, like, the judge had to throw that charge out. Literally.
Well.
So he got 3 years in prison.
He'll be out in 17 months.
I don't know about that.
I'd be surprised. But yeah, I mean, doesn't matter. I mean, people are still dead. You know?
Yeah, it won't bring him back around again, will
Nope.
it?
I guarantee you that guy's never going to learn his lesson. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, definitely a piece of shit.
Yep.
Yeah, they read all of his past accountings in the court there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would have thought for sure Donald Trump would have gave us the purge. You know what I mean? I would have thought if there was one guy to be like, yeah, the purge seems like a good idea. We should do that.
That would solve a lot of problems.
Oh, man.
When you think about it.
So many problems would have been solved. But, you know, no purge for us, you know. But...
Well, they always show the purge like it's always about killing, but, like, wouldn't you want to be out there, like, robbing banks or something, you know, going where the money's at, you know?
It's a good point.
I
mean, all crime's legal. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you want to go rob a bank or something? Well, I mean, the banks are going to be closed, but at the same time, there's got to be a way to get to the money.
Yeah.
Huh.
Set bombs off and stuff, you know, I mean...
Well, comment below if you fucking know how to get to money, but... in a purge situation, but I suppose we should wrap this shit up. It's a fucking short episode. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Why waste people's time?
Including our own.
That too. Well,
Including our own, yeah.
Moral of the story, fucking live for today, fuck tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, fucking space junk could fall out of the sky and land on your ass, bro.
Fucking Elon's putting fucking... satellites up there and rockets and all sorts of shit, so you never know when something's gonna fall out of the fucking sky and hit you in the head.
That's right. Devo wrote a song about it too, called Space Junk.
Space junk.
He was killed by space junk. Anyway, that's the message for this week. Fucking live your life, man.
Yep. Quit being a pussy.
Quit being a pussy. Just fucking live your life. Just live for the now. Live for the now.
All right.
Yeah, we'll call it a day. We'll wrap this up. Remember, the most dangerous part in your motorcycle is the nut that connects the seat to the handlebars. Peace.